As you bring your hands to your jaw and your pubic bone, you're going to take a deep, deep belly in breath with all the pressure that you can, and hold, clenching your teeth, clenching your buttocks, clenching your belly. Sip it in 3 times and hold. And when you're ready, your out breath is going to be a growl, a hum, or a scream. Welcome, welcome, with so much depth, like Lisa said, with a feral humming. This has been waiting to birth for some time, and it was about 3 weeks ago that I heard the call to bring out the fire in a whole new way, to burn through the old nervous system and allow for our ecosystems to upgrade with the use of elemental fire. So this is our journey. This is the embrace. This is the burn it to bloom. It is the seed that is activated when the seed has been burnt first. This is a unique transmission. I have never been in my fire element. I have been an earth and water baby for a very long time. And my Venus is also in Aries, so it seems to be activating very deeply, right? So welcome to this space. We are coming into a Scorpio new moon on the 20th of November, and that will be the zenith of what we have brought into the space. That'll be the Telegram chat. That'll be all the transmissions, the juiciness, the deliciousness, and the depth that is going to come out of this space tonight. So have some water with you. I heard that there was a fire alarm that went off recently. Bring your journal, bring your pen, bring the felt expressions. We have had massive fires in New Zealand, right where KANIKA has been deeply connected to for a very long time. So in one of the original spaces of that birthing space. So the womb is burning off the old, and it is not going to be easy. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of a background of why this came through and the message that I received. And then we're going to go into, I did bring a presentation because it's going to help me show you like the visual of the energetic yield blueprint and how we're going to clear that and allow ourselves to step in with a new nervous system, a version of us that maybe we've been afraid to play in before because it's slightly activating, it's slightly lit, it's part of our DNA and ancestors' gifts that are ready to come online. All right, so welcoming you fully into this space. What does fire mean to you? What does fire mean? What is the alchemy of fire? How does it show up in your body? How does it show up in your world? And what part of fire are you afraid of? What part of being burnt all the way down are you afraid of? Now, I know a lot of us have the witch wound. This is something that's super important because this has a absolute connection to what I was shown about 3 weeks ago. So I was sitting with a fire. I heard that I had to burn something every single day, right? Until the full moon, which is my Taurus moon, so my sacred secretions. What came out of that was I heard that the mantle of the earth had stopped, right? And my breath went, there was such a depth of fear, and I had to sit with that fear, and I did not walk away, right? This is where the shifts happen. I did not walk away from this fear. It activated me in such a way that when I heard what was happening, my first initial response was, I have to save it. I have to do something. And what I heard back was, no, there is no saving. This is now the opportunity to burn it all down. Right? The tectonic plates, the bones, they have been running on an old system, a carbon system. And what is unfolding is a crystalline version of us. And the bones themselves are phosphorus. They are crystalline matrix. They are literally living library that is moving light in and out of our body on a constant basis. And so this is the fever, right? The burn to bloom is the fever that has been asked for our bodies, for the earth, and for the galactic field. To burn off the parasitic, to burn off the old, to completely purge, and I'm going to be pretty brutal in this masterclass, to completely purge the bullshit stories we've been telling ourselves for a long time. Because what's coming up now is that the shift that's coming into 2026 is that the victimhood template can no longer exist, or you're going to constantly be taken back. You're going to constantly be taken down. You're going to constantly be wondering where your entire holding or keeping or power source is if we don't do the work and create a focused burn before 2026 comes. Now, why? Because 2026 is one. It is the numerology of one, but it's bigger than that. It's the initiation, and the word that I keep hearing is the disruption. Now, most of our bodies are afraid of disruption, but this is what I want you to hear. It is the traumatized mother cell that causes cancer. It is the traumatized mother cell that causes cancer because it doesn't know when to turn off. Destruction is necessary for the new to come into its queendom, the daughter to come into its queendom, right? And I'm talking about, this wasn't just like I was sitting there meditating, this all came through. What actually happened was I almost got hit by a queen bee of a hive that was swarming out of the old hive. And I was like, what is happening? I was attacked by a whole hive and going, what is this? And then I sat down and looked at this big clump of bees. I don't even know what that's called. And there, right in the middle, was the new queen. And I was like, what are you trying to tell me? Please show me. What are you trying to tell me? The old hive has to fall now. It has to purge. It has to burn. You look at the beehive, for those in New Zealand, there is deep trauma that is waylaid underneath the surface of that. And that is what is happening within our own physical bodies underneath our diaphragm. All right, there are 3 points we're going to go into tonight, and this is going to be part of the transmission. You might find that I go off and I come back. That's what I do. But we have to activate the fire that is in our soul's power. And a lot of that right now is to clear out the bullshit, to clear out the stories that we've been sitting on for a long time. That's what KANIKA does. But now it's gone into a next level. In order for those who are moving into 2026, they will be called forth into truth, authenticity, transparency, vulnerability, and authority. Right? Anything that is holding you back, any fear we have of the witch wound, any fear we have of being persecuted, of taken down, of any parasitic energy, of any siphoning energy, of anybody taking our power without our permission, any of those fears where we say, blame that person, that's a fear, right? Blame this person, blame that thing. All of that is outsourcing our energy, and this is what is being burnt out of the old nervous system, the carbon system. Right? Now, I know we have a witch wound, so being burned at the stake is a really big deal. And this is why it took me 3 weeks to land this masterclass. And I was asking, okay, this is big for me, even what is happening. Last Monday, after doing a purge like this with beautiful Karen, I was taken down. I had what felt like COVID, but actually it wasn't, because the next day I was absolutely fine, right? What we do is we bring a focused burn to clear out the old trauma, the old nervous system. Who knows or who remembers that feeling that just before you get unwell, there's like a fire that runs up the back of the spine or the back of the nose or the back of the throat. And you're like really just that uncomfortable kind of thing. It's that energy that's coming onto the planet right now. And that fire is here to activate the blossom, the new anchoring of the power of being, right? So anywhere that you are being in perfection, right? Anywhere that you are being in control, like having to be in control, anywhere that you are trying to direct others, self, your body, it's going to take a fire to burn down this old dross. So tell me what's hitting you. Fire for me is great change, rebirth, no going back. Yes, fire is warmth and light. It is alchemy, right? It is passion, creative power, rage, renewal, rising. Exactly. We are coming into the dark feminine in order to liberate this earth and reactivate the earth's mantle, the heart of the matter. And we've been moving through this as leaders for quite a while, and now it's coming to a head. And the Scorpio new moon is going to be when that seed is anchored for the next, it feels like 3 to 4 years, right? And anybody who's not really showing up for the embodiment, not looking in the mirror and being very clear about what their part to play is going to lose their foundations, because their foundations are on sand. So this is where we're going to go into the energetic yield. I'm going to show you a very simple but very powerful way for us to clear this. Then we're going to jump into the transmission, and I'm going to speak to you about the sacred power, which is connected into the jawbone, the mandible, right? Which beautiful Heidi Turner pulled out this morning, this afternoon, was like, why is this not in the book? And this was the piece that has been missing, because this is the only card that is not represented in the book. We thought we had everything planned. We thought we had it all down packed. We had people check it twice, 3 times, and somehow the jaw didn't make it into the book. So this is the missing piece that is ready for complete expression and leadership that comes from solid foundations. Right? Yes. Okay. So what are you feeling? What are you noticing? Yes. Feels like a blue flame in my body. Yes, the blue flame. I love it, Karen, which has been coming through your hands. I've been scared of fire for a lot of my life. Yes, because just realizing it would be from being in a house fire. Wow, massive. We were minutes away from surviving. Kayla, that is huge. So honoring what this is, and maybe it's just a spark at the moment, and that's enough, and you get to hold that spark. Yeah, I felt that tonight. The person I was pulling for was born on 11/11. Look at that. How powerful is that? All right, take a breath in and let go. Right? The mother has been raped, pillaged, penetrated without permission. Who's okay for that? None of us. And it is literally hitting ahead now. Okay? What's about to come in 2026 is new beginnings. It is the power of leadership, and that is for inner leadership first and foremost. And it is initiation. And most of all, people think it's a beautiful new energy, new beginnings, but it is absolutely going to be disruption. Right? The mantle is about to shake. because we're doing the inner work. We're the tuning forks to this new energy. And if we don't do the work, it's going to shake harder. So if we do our part, we're dispersing that energy a little bit, right? Okay, what are you taking away? Let me know all the feels. We're going to jump into the presentation. And the biggest thing I want you to really tune into is that Telegram group is going to be how we integrate the power of this work. Each day I'm going to drop, not each day, but most days I'm going to drop a voice message in there, a transmission around this work, around this body of work. And who's ready to burn it down, right? I have been fawning most of my life. And this is what Creator is asking of me. Spicy energy, shaking foundations, ring of fire as a path of embodiment. Exactly. Burn, Lisa. Burn, baby, burn. Time to step up. And that is exactly it. Time to step up in your truth. And if it means being solid in your no and your boundaries, that is going to serve you in the long term. It might feel super uncomfortable in the moment, but unless we do this now and learn to regulate our bodies for what's coming, all of those who are going to awaken are going to freak out, come our way. And if we don't have healthy boundaries around what is happening in our field and how we show up for our service and our mission, it's going to tumble us. It's time. That's it. It is time. All right, so let's get a little bit ruthless. And you know what? If you've been a people pleaser, if you've been fawning most of your life, that's okay. You don't have to go at this 1,000 miles an hour. I'm on the 1,000-mile trip at the moment. That's okay. But if you are ready to just take it easy, take what you want, let the rest go, but know that fire is going to be what is the revolutionary energy over the next 3 to 4 years. Right? So a revolution of your energetic yield and in leadership for the 2026 year of disruption. Right? I was in this beautiful retreat space recently, and I found myself in the middle of the labyrinth, and my body is sparkling. Yes, woman, recalibrating, preparing. And I found myself in the middle of the labyrinth as the sun came up. And just as it came up, I made it bang into the middle of the labyrinth. You couldn't have timed it better. I don't know how I did it. And I ended up on my knees in full surrender, saying, I can't feel this much. It was so painful how much I was feeling. And it was all of the times that I self-betrayed, right? And I was hyperventilating. And then as the sun came up, it came up on one side of the labyrinth, and the rest of the labyrinth was in a shadow from the kahikatea. And so I literally had the left and right hemisphere as light and dark. And in that moment, this kiriru came off the hill, did this huge diving sweep, and then took off. And I was like, thank you. As I was leaving, 9 kaka, 9 rare parrots, 9 kaka came full circle around the temple. I was the only one there while the bells were going. And I was like, thank you for the endings. Thank you for the endings. Let them be clean. Let them be concise. And if they're not, let me burn through it. Okay? That's the energy. All right. So this is KANIKA and its truth and its power. You are the center. You are the unity. You are the oneness within that. You are the queen energy. And within that, right, within that sacred codex, whether you are connected to KANIKA or not, the truth is that you are coming into Sanaki. You are coming into conscious queendom. Dom means dominion. So queen over your dominion, your body, your business, your location. It is the queen dominion that is taking place right now. And it is the shift of the poles that has moved from patriarchal and coming back into balance, coming back into the sacred power of the medicine woman. That is what is happening for us right now, and it cannot be underestimated. All right. So, what do we need to know? This is not going to be gentle, right? This is why community is so important, because it's going to help guide us. It's going to help nurture each other. I don't want to be on a pedestal. Don't freaking put me on a pedestal, right? I am walking with you. There's days that I'm like, how do I get up and out of this funk, right? It hasn't been like that for a few months, but there has been some days. We all do. And if we utilize fire with more alchemy, with more awareness, with more, I know that as this burns off, I am going to blossom and bloom because I'm in my truth, even as uncomfortable as it feels. What happens is you shift into embodiment, period. Right? Why are we here? Why are we here tonight? Like, why are we here on this 11/11? 11/11, I don't usually do number days. I don't. And this one just came through so thick and strong that I was like, right, what is happening? And it is connected into the 1 year, the next year. So 2026 in the numerology, like I said before, it is literally going to be ground shaking, ground shifting, and only the embodied will stand from this. That's how we're going to be able to hold our space, our foundations. And that is the alpha omega. So that is the infinity. That is the pubic bone that we were talking about before, that we started with, right? The infinity symbol is connected into the pubic bone. It is the awakening of our sensual power, and it is the clearing of old soul and ancestral contracts, right? Endings and beginnings colliding. It's the purification. And this is about the architecture. This is about creating an architecture specifically for you, your unique architecture, in order to stabilize, form the bodies, inform, then fill them with that formation, that information, while being in the chaos, right? What would it mean? What would it mean to you right now? I want you to answer this. I love the chat. What would it mean to feel unshakable, even when the world shakes? And for those of you who know me, that's been one of my biggest fears, right? And now I'm like, if it's coming, bring it. But in the meantime, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. I'm not going to be in foreboding joy. I'm going to move. I'm going to keep moving, and I'm going to love it. I'm going to activate time freedom. I'm going to say, fuck off, no, when it's a no, rather than being like, oh, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I could, maybe I would. We don't have time for should, could, and would now. That's it. Superhero woman. I love it. My foundations have been recalibrating, preparing my body, smiling, so safe, connected, full, self, safe, confident, powerful, safe, calm, integrated. Yes, our transition doesn't need to be unsafe, right? A focused burn is a safe place. We know, right? Our beautiful Lisa is like a fire woman. She literally knows. She knows that if you create a focused burn, don't get me right if that's the right word, but if you do a focused burn, you literally create more safety. Yeah, safe, powerful feeling. In my collarbone, the safety bone, unshakable, full trust, whole, safe, connected, unstoppable, right? And it doesn't always need to be a full burn, a full bonfire, but it can be the embers that actually burn hotter, right? Smooth, slower. We get to go through the waves of this fire path that is clearing out the old. Yeah. Sun shining on fire, not asking for permission, just being the sun. Exactly. And the solar plexus is that sun energy, and it is activating because it is the magnetic field for the heart. It is activating the heart now. Right. So what would it mean to feel unshakable? Integrity is the only currency that will hold value in 2026, period. So if you feel that you are relying on someone, whether it's a coach, whether it's a friend, whether it's a partner, whether it's a codependency with your business, whether it's a codependency with the fridge, whether it's a codependency with your kids, all of that is going to come up for review, because your integrity around being the truth of you and being in full devotion is the only currency that's going to create waves next year. Right? Right. How are we tracking? Yes. Integrity is where it's all at. Exactly. It doesn't mean we're always going to get it right. Okay. But if we worry about if we're going to get it right, we're constantly going to be on the back foot. So this is where I want you to step and take the action before your body comes in, your mind, your amygdala, your hippocampus, your frontal bone, your frontal bone, which is your embodiment, which is the prefrontal cortex. If that gets in the way first, it's trying to keep you safe. But safe is not the same as discomfort, right? Safety and discomfort are not exclusive. You can literally be in discomfort and in growth phase and still be safe. But what we've done is we've gone, my safe space is my strategy. My strategy, I'm going to put my hand up, my strategy is overwhelm, right? People wonder how I do so much, but actually I spend a lot of time resting, and most of that used to be guilt rest, right? I'd go into overwhelm, shut down, hermit so bad that I'd spin out of control, right? Then I'd start sabotaging, and then I'd start being in victimhood. It's toxic to your body, therefore it's toxic to the earth. And it doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means let's bring awareness and be really honest. That's what fire is about. Be really honest where this is going to clean up your life. So when the earth's mantle stalls, it's like a global heartbeat asking us to stop performing, right? And what I mean by performing is if it is not you that is showing up for you, that's self-betrayal, right? If you're not doing it for you first and for creator first, you're relying on somebody else to value you, and that's just not going to work. We've got to purge these old stories, and they're written by human constructs. Every doubt, here's something you want to hear. Listen deeply. Every doubt is not your birthright. You weren't born with doubt. Doubt is not something you're born with. Track it. Where am I doubting myself? Because I call bullshit. Remember that game, the card game, bullshit? I call bullshit. Your doubt is a way of keeping you safe. What if on the other side of the fear that you're going through is more energy, not less? And when you hold back, you collapse your energy, right? And now you're in toxic destruction, not healthy. Who heard what there? I want to hear who heard what. What is the one doubt that stops you from showing up in your fullest expression? Because I'm telling you now, we want your fullest expression. This is why community clears out so much dross so quickly. When you drop your energy into this space and you speak about what is holding you back, what you're doing is you are shedding the discommunication. Discommunication is shame that stops the body from communicating, and it pulls us out of alignment. So anything you are holding, anything that you are holding that you believe that you have shame around, or you have a fear of being too much, not enough, too loud, you'll piss off your mentor, your coach, your partner, your whatever, all of that has some level of this toxic thread that moves through it that overrides our nervous system. You step through it and you actually gain more energy. You know, one of the things I was really afraid of in my business when I started to hit multi six figures. So 1 year I was 400,000, right? Just little old me doing it from my tiny little room with an insomniac son and a husband that doesn't work around home during the week. My biggest fear, right, that held me back was that once I got bigger, I'd have to do more or hold more or I'd fuck up more. But what happens when you step through is you start to shift your body into a state of, I did that. I celebrate that. I regulate and recode for that. And now when obstacles come, I'm like, okay, they're opportunities. And if I feel dysregulated, then I'm like, okay, why was I dysregulated? Right? It gets easier the more you do the thing you're afraid to do. It gets easier the more you do the thing you're afraid to do. Yeah, I'm scared of put downs. From who? Why? Why is their opinion better more than yours? Our value is in creators' hands and creators' hands only. My bullshit is shyness. Yes, I love it. Let's go hashtag my bullshit. My bullshit is shyness. Yeah, we play shy, right? My son did it the other day and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I am shy. I'm like, no, you're not shy. You're experiencing shyness, right? You want to hold back because you're afraid to be seen. He was fine as soon as we were out of the classroom, but in the classroom, he felt collapsed. And so he just didn't want anyone to see it. Fear of not being enough. Exactly. And yet, when we fear of not being enough, we don't step out and we never bank evidence that we are enough because we keep getting the mirror reflection that we're not being enough because we aren't stepping all the way over the line, right? Line in the sand, step in, all in. Doesn't mean that you exhaust your body. It doesn't mean that you hustle to burn out. What I'm saying is you step all in from a belief state of mind. I'm not good enough. Yeah. And so then if I'm not good enough, I hold back from being all of me. And then I actually bank evidence that, yeah, I'm still not good enough because I'm not doing the thing. My bullshit is, can I do it? Yes. Right. We question ourselves. I heard doubt is not mine. Yes, woman. Doubt is never yours. Confusion story. Yes, I love this one. Right? My husband used to play the dumb story because he got told at school that he was dumb. And I'm like, he's so intelligent. He has really intelligent conversations. When he wants to focus on something, you can't get him to be quiet. Right? Doubt doesn't serve me. Never has, never will, is literally holding back humanity. I'm holding myself back due to shame of being a failure. And who said you're a failure? Like, who put that paradigm on you, right? Because that's not the truth. When we look at Kara, we see this, wow, woman. She's making waves. She's doing the thing, right? Fear of failure. Exactly. Keep it coming. Overwhelm is my strategy. Exactly. Always was mine. Plus fear of being not good enough on socials. Who said anybody's good at socials? You know, like these are our doubt stories that are actually not ours. They are connected to the conditioning of the system that Mother Earth is asking us to purge right now. This is the truth. My bullshit is convince myself no one wants my magic. Oh my gosh, right? That was my story the other day. I heard this. No one's going to pay that. No one's going to buy that, right? I'll tell you a story. When I first launched this, we had 2 people sign up. 2. I was like, Jingos, it felt so aligned. What was the thing? What's going on? And then I heard it and was like, it's because you're purging that thing. You're purging the mistrust. And so I went into my altar and I said, okay, I hand it over. I'm not even going to try more. I'm not even going to push, force, or do anything different. I'm just going to fully surrender. Whoever shows up, that is who is ready for this wisdom, for this transmission. And all of a sudden, you all showed up. And I was like, wow, this feels so lit. And then there was this absolute knowing that this was even bigger than Burn to Bloom and that we were shifting the earth's mantle. And that's what my body has been waiting to activate. Right? When I get tired now, I recognize it's not that I'm overwhelmed or tired, is that something's coming in because it wants to birth. And when I am in creation, that is my energetic yield blueprint. Right? I do so well at creating. I'm a morning person. And that's how I've made my business work for me, where I'm working only 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, 2.5 days a week, homeschooling and having my son solo during the week. Right? I've made it work for me. We're going to go into that later, but yeah, I hide, avoid becoming hermit with overwhelmed bullshit leadership, stepping up for myself. Wow, have skin eruptions right now, like burning. Not surprised. I'm fine. Good to hear. Shame around my body, not feeling good enough. I call bullshit. Exactly. Have you sold yourself on how amazing it feels to be alive in your body? And then have you sold yourself on the knowing that you are calling in the leadership of your new body. And how does she want to be treated? Right? The old body is just a replication and a printout of the old stories. That's it. Right? I can say right now, I've been frustrated with my body for years. COVID, absolutely, I stacked on like 12 kgs. I went into deep fear. I went into deep fawn and then functional freeze. And this is the burn that is going to clear the functional freeze. I'm annoying, so I hold back. Where did we get these stories, right? My bullshit is what I see, and here is me just making it up. Boom! So the mistrust of your intuition, your power, and your integrity. Right? Oh my gosh, it's the same as my husband's story. Yes, my bullshit is not needed. My bullshit is I'm not needed. Yeah, massive. I hibernate when overwhelmed. Yes, and it might be, Tanya, this might be part of your energetic yield. It may be instead of hibernating, how about we call it rest space, and it's rejuvenating and it's replenishing rather than collapsing, right? I am actually a 6'2" in Gene Keys. That is a role model to hermit. When I made my hermit the problem, I collapsed all the time. Now I'm like, okay, I need a week off here and I need to close all comms here. And it doesn't just serve me, it serves my community. That's my energetic yield. It builds my capacity for more. Being dumb, feeling big time at the moment. Yes, my doubt is that I can't hold it all and don't want to push. What if you don't have to hold it and you're a channel? It comes through you, it moves through you. I love that, right? You're not pushing, you're receiving. Everything you do is an opening to it coming in the bank, right? For those of you who aren't in soul dance, we've got this really cool saying at the moment, and it's the CBSC, right? It's the central banking system of creator. And everything we do is a bank in or a bank out, and both get to be awesome. My bullshit, my employer's business is more important than mine. Boom, right? Her belief, which I bought into, massive. I'm scary, radiating my power. Yeah, to who? What if you're freaking magnetic to the women who need you, want you? Feeling all these stories. Let burn these motherfuckers to the ground. I love it. Yes, woman. This is it. Right. We have been on this journey. I love it. I'm getting hot, right? The heat. Reactivation of your heart. So to feel where our own spin has gone out of phase, where we have let others override our systems, where we've been moving faster than truth, right? This is the reactivation of the heart. We are willing to defibrillate the false stories. So that means boof, clear them out of the system. We're going to shock the system back into coherence, which is what we're doing right now. This is the transmission, it's the channel. And we reactivate the heart of the mother, which isn't just the heart of this earth, it is the heart of you, right? The soul's power to reactivate and electrify the true heart. This is stability, nourishment, and fierce honesty. The same current that melts the old crust of the planet melts the hardened layer of our old beliefs. Right? So, those who refuse this calibration, the focus burn off, they will feel unstable because anything ungrounded will shake loose. But those who meet the tremor with breath and presence will ride it as fuel, right? This will just build your momentum in your life and your business. This is what I mean by burn to bloom. The mother burns off dross, we bloom through that devotion, right? It is going to get clearer and clearer how different the worlds are going to feel, right? And we've got to be super clean with our energy. Those in my field know that I've been working through this most of the year. Defribbed, and their immediate response was, I feel so alive and energized. Exactly. The adrenaline kicks in. We don't want adrenaline specifically, but if we've been in freeze and we've been in fawn, then we are bringing heat to mobilize our systems, right? Right, so what is the energetic yield blueprint? So this was super interesting. This came through me at the lake recently, as everything seems to come through me at Kinloch. The energetic yield blueprint is literally your physical body and how its energetic body then marries up together, and how to expand that capacity, to expand your physical, emotional, mental, etheric, and spiritual architecture so that you can channel more. And I don't mean just channel as in channel consciousness. What I'm saying is so that you can hold more, but you're not actually physically holding it, right? It's not more effort, it's actually less. Okay. If this doesn't make sense, we're going to keep bringing this to the Telegram. So just let whatever wants to percolate here percolate, because I can still see it in my mind's eye and I haven't quite been able to bring it fully into matter, but they said that it would happen over the next couple of days. So the energetic blueprint, energetic yield. So this is KANIKA, and I'm just drawing on KANIKA because that's the lens that I see life through. When you begin, you've got this level of capacity, okay? Your energetic yield, like all those beliefs before, said, I'm not good enough, or someone's going to take me out, or, this is happening, so I'm not worthy, I'm dumb, all those things. This is your energetic capacity when we're in that energy, right? It's smaller. We only have so much and we kind of get wobbled because there's less foundational, like quality foundations, right? What we're doing over the period of this next month and within this space, if you just turn up to this, it's still going to occur, is we are expanding your energetic yield so that it can breathe more and move through the obstacles / opportunities, right? Because you're generating true, authentic integrity in your words, in your belief, in your energetic blueprint, right? And when you've got to this point where it's like full capacity, like right now, this is where I feel like I am. And I'm going to sit here for at least another 6-7 months. I can feel that. And then I'm going to come back around and something new is going to pop in, right? But at this point, it's growing that capacity, expanding your capacity so that your nervous system is like, oh yeah, that might have in the past been a really big deal, but right now I totally know who I am, how I be, and how I show up in the world. And I remember that worrying, overthinking, getting stuck in my doubt is just collapsing my energetic yield blueprint and therefore stopping me from being in the frequency of soul clients, more money, more impact, more income, sexy bedroom, energy, body vitality, right? Because this locks down the bigger capacity that is in full vitality. Is that kind of making sense? Now, each person's energetic yield blueprint is absolutely unique, right? And what I'm going to show you might seem very simple. And at the same time, I want you to bring mastery. Mastery means you're going to look at it through a new lens and see it, hear it, feel it, express it in your own way from a new way of filtering it through your body, okay? Because this blueprint shows you how you generate, store, and circulate energy. Your nervous system and business model mirror each other, period. Your body of business is a mirror reflection of your body, right? If the spleen is not working in your body, the spleen in your business is not working. You're not filtering out the parasitic, micro, bacterial, fungal, people who are trying to take advantage. You're not filtering that out in your business. And so it's collapsing the system because the spleen transforms energy into all organs of the body. So if that's locked down, the solar's plexus is not working very efficiently, you're not going to be able to generate more. More as in not more work, but more magnetism. More magnetism means more repellent. Right? I repel people all the time. I used to be I need to be such a pure heart that people know that I'm a pure heart, and I really need everyone to know that I'm a pure heart. Fuck that. I'm a pure heart and I don't need anyone to know that. Right? I don't. I don't need someone else to graduate how powerful my body and what I've been through is. And that is liberating. Right? So, when regulated, both your body, your nervous system, and the business and Mother Earth regenerate. When chaotic, when we get lost up in our heads, we get lost in the let's do this, 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 and this. Maybe I should hand over my power to this person as a mentor or a coach or a partner or a parent or something, that their opinion is more important. Maybe maybe a friend's group, that their opinion is more important. That's chaotic. Yes, Mahalia. Bring it all in. I love it. So there are three layers to this, and this is why we've got the Trinity. So you've got here is your find, here is your regulate, and here is your recoding. So I tend to, if you know me, tend to always bring a Trinity energy because it's the core creative energy. So we're going to go through these three layers, and you're going to, over the next week, get deep into the find. Then the following week, we're going to go into regulate, and then the following week, we're going to go into recode. Right? So, step one, find the fucking leaks. Right? Where are the leaks? This is so big and so many people forget, right? Because if you've got a leak in your house, it's going to take out your fire. I remember my dad put in rat bait into the house once, and the rats ate through the water pipes trying to get water. And then there were holes in the walls where he tried to like get them back out, or I don't know, and he didn't have insurance for that. And I remember being like, that just seemed like such a weird leak in his energy. It wasn't long after that that him and I just stopped talking like normal humans. Right? He was spinning out in a dehydrated way. He was getting stuck on how to take something out with revenge rather than being like, how do I call them out of this space? Right? It was an energy leak. So, leaks, unconscious energy drains. Check all decisions. So, what I mean by that, this is how you're going to go through with a fine tooth comb. Your energetic yield blueprint is how your body works with energy. Okay. I do not work well at night if it's a one-to-one person. Period. I don't work with anybody after 3 p.m. if it's a one-to-one, unless it's my VIPs who pay me $3,000 a month. Because I love them so deeply and appreciate them so deeply that I'm like, I'll make it work. Right? I love group sessions that are transmissions at night. Right? If I don't honor that energetic yield, then I collapse because then I get frustrated and resentful. Okay, so I'm talking about fine tooth comb. Like you're going to go through every area. Does someone text you at a really weird time each day and you're like, why? Why? And you get really like heavy from that text. Check that. If someone, like when I first started working with clients one-to-one, where we actually had like a WhatsApp chat and all that kind of stuff, I loved it for the first year because it was like this big like novelty. By the second year, I was like, man, I would take 2 to 3 days to get back, and I'd be like, why? It's not like it's hurting me, but I felt like I was holding it because I never had space. Right? And my body regenerates with space. Right? My clients know that I generally take a week off each month, and it's not because I don't love them and adore them and just love serving. It's because if I don't, I'm going to be crashing. I'm going to be falling over my face in the next couple of months. Okay, so when I realized that one-to-one in a WhatsApp needs to be down to business hours at a particular time, it expanded my business so powerfully that I'm actually making the same money this year as I was last year when my son was when my son was at school. Working. Yeah, he was working actually. Right? So I'm talking about any energetic drain. Now, people, this is a biggie. Okay. Drop it in the chat what one of your energetic drains are that you can pick up straight away. And you're like, yeah, every time I think about that, it feels heavy. It takes me out of my energy. Okay, drop it in the chat what's coming up for you. Now, people, energetically siphoning people. There are people who are loved and doted on and are very valuable to creator, period. Mahalia, just period people. People, absolute. Love it, right? Energetically siphoning, right? Anybody who comes into your field and is working on psychic attacks, black magic, any energetic siphoning, anyone who's holding a contract for you to save them, any pedestaling, my husband, yeah. So what part of that are you not taking responsibility for that then needs to be said? This is no longer tolerable. I will not tolerate this, right? Those who take and not support or celebrate you, right? Who are those people? I just parted ways with a dear friend who drained the life out of me. Amazing. Didn't know how much until she left the relationship. The friendship, things have shifted since then. Amazing, right? And sometimes it comes back around, but there are people that are not serving your energetic yield. And the biggest thing is, right? Are you here to live your greatest life and to burn down all the parts that do not serve you, not just for yourself, but because it creates deep energetic alignment for the earth, right? For our consciousness, for the golden shift. Yeah. People who are happy to take from me and never give or celebrate my successes. Yes, feeling responsible for my mum, loving on her, and how can we create more honoring of your energy in that space? I think I said to you the other day, could you take art or a board game or a da and make it more playful for you? Right? Like when I take Geordie to homeschooling days, for a while there, I was like sitting down and just talking to people for 4 hours that aren't like, talking the same kind of jargon, apart from a couple, which I absolutely love. It just felt overwhelming. So what I started doing is taking watercolors, right? And then I decided the other day, I'm going to start taking my weights and my skipping, right? Guilt not being good enough, daughter to my dad. Exactly. This is a massive energy leak. If you tune into your body, now for those who have done KANIKA, this is going to be a little bit easier. For those who haven't, what I want you to do is close down your eyes for a moment, just one moment. Tune into that person or that community or that societal system and ask your body in the truth of your body only, 0 to 100, how much is this person, family member, community, societal pressure taking from my energetic yield? 100 being like, they are zapping me and I ain't got no vitality left. Right? Tune in. Yeah. Yeah, family who will not stand up. Yep. And so, what are those courageous conversations that need to be had in order to look after you first and foremost? Are you fawning? Is there like a reaction there? Fawning, a functional freeze? Are you putting on a happy face or like a masked armor around your heart? It's locking down energy. Getting ready to move houses again. Put up a clear boundary with housemate. It's fire. Yeah. Wow. 80. Surface level conversations, unaligned clients, release some big ones this week. Unconscious humans, fuck, 89, yeah, 70, right? When you recognize that this is having such an impact on your energetic yield, how much does it gift you? Just gift you. You don't have to do anything with it just now, but gift you awareness of how much is leaking, right? And making it harder for you to step fully into your expression. I'm not saying cut people out. I'm just saying there needs to be conversations with yourself in the mirror, with creator, with that person, whatever it needs to be. 85 made me sick to my stomach. Exactly. 74. Big stuff, right? Like when this hit me just before I went to the UK, this particular woman was like 88% in my energetic yield. Family was 60, right? I was like, wow, no wonder I'm like peaking, dropping, peaking, dropping. Like it was a roller coaster of energy. Right. Physical. Now, these are the little subtle ones that you think don't make any difference, but I can tell you now, these are like little leeches that you don't even know are sitting on your body. And you know how you get rid of leeches? You burn them. Burn. Right? Same, how's something I've noticed this year? 88. Yes. 80, I'm fucking angry with them. Yeah, 76. So this is where we work the anger, move the fire, get ourselves to scream, bring the sacred rage, and then have the mirror conversation about how this is going to go. And then we start to recode the body. Okay, who skips meals? This is my notorious, like, I'm having so much fun in my business. I'll just carry on. And then I'll get to 11 o'clock and be like, shit, I didn't have breakfast. Now, what that means to me in the moment is that I am not hungry. It's okay. I'm enjoying my business. What that means to my physical body is that by 2, 3 o'clock, I need carbs because I'm so up the wop with my blood sugars that by 3 or 4 o'clock, I've crashed and burnt. And now I'm angry at me, I'm angry at the family. I try to find something that's going to help my energy. And then I wonder, why am I crashing all the time? I'm not kidding. These physical responses are a massive energy leak. If you don't put your body first for what is coming in 2026, you are going to run your body ragged and it is going to stop the heart's mantle, right? Are you overstimulated? Are you doom scrolling? Have you got a dopamine addiction? We're scrolling, ignoring the movement, ignoring rest, right? You can be both. Functional freeze generally ignores rest and movement, right? What is your crux that you're afraid to tell us? Because I tell you, if you drop it in here tonight, it is going to change how you show up for it tomorrow. I guarantee. Guarantee. Because it will be so emotively moving for your body to be witnessed in that crux. Right? Emotional. Guilt. Are you running your business in a guilt manner? I have to do this because I'm afraid of this outcome. Yes, Kellyanne, pushing through pain. Boom. Right? What is the pain trying to show you? And is pushing ever going to work for pain? What if it was like, let's crack it open, fully receive it? My Kruska's eating and buying things. Yes. Right? And have you sold yourself on how it would feel if I backed myself to do maybe something else? Get a boxing glove. Smack this shit out of something. Right? Pushing through burnout, no rest, chocolate, boom, right? I will keep showing up because I have to. Ignoring rest, ignoring movement, massive. I'm angry at my knee for continually fucking out and hurting all the fucking time and how holding me back. Knees are surrender. So what part of your life are you like, I will not give this up. This is the hill I will die on, right? What is that energy? Constantly feeling stuckness, especially in a home. Yes. So how can we bring new energy to your world, to your location, to your environment? Because sometimes that's a massive thing for people. That was huge for me. Distracting, ignoring, neglecting myself, carrying on even though I have no energy left, overeating to comfort, all of these things, right? Crack holes in your energetic yield. Procrastination, I love it. Keep trying to change, heal, fix my body. What if you surrendered and just loved your body, right? Never just enjoying the sensual, yes. And what would happen if you loved it and showed up for it from love? Yes, I'm frustrated with my ankle. I want to move and can't yet. Yeah, can you bum shuffle on the rebounder? I don't know. That's what I would do. Ignoring movement, convincing myself there isn't time for exercise. Boom. Imagine, now I'm just going to use this one as an example. Imagine if you moved every day, even for half an hour, and you activated more fire energy. There would be more energy. Movement is energy activating, right? It creates more. So what would happen that you're afraid of? This is our kink, everyone. What would happen that I'm afraid of when I do actually step past that fear and that guilt and that shame and all of these emotions and do the thing? What am I afraid of, right? My big one was that if I do step all the way into my power and be myself completely and utterly, I would have no one left. It's not true. It's not even remotely true. I have more of a relationship with Creator than I ever have. I have a deeper relationship with my husband than I've ever remotely had. My mother and I are incredible, and those who are willing to come with me, right? I'm always on auto drive. Yes, frustrated not being mobile, being in so much pain, but I ask for more space and time. There we go. Eating and avoiding movement. These things break the energetic yield. So your income, your impact, your leadership take hits every single time. Now, I don't want you to spin out with more guilt. right? This is not that. Period. This is not that. It is to bring awareness and then offer yourself a safe place to land when you are gently burning off that old reason, right? Now the reason is that you just haven't created the habit of the new behavior, right? Okay. Emotional, guilt, fixing others, resentment, pedestaling, parasitic behavior, right? Mental, overanalysis, overthinking, comparison, worry, they are all doubt. And doubt is not yours. You were not born with doubt. It is conditioning. And energetic projections. Who's a 2 or a 5 in gene keys? Right? That's a big one. Overholding. You're overholding the business. You're overholding your clients. Right? I love my clients, but the more that I am hands off, the more that my energy is absolutely landed and secured and embodied, the more they get the results. I'm not hand-holding, hand-holding, mollycoddling, right? I'm not cock-blocking their shifts. Scrolling on Facebook when I wanted to be doing something else. I'm 5, yeah. What are gene keys? It's like so human design and gene keys, it's like another way to see your personality and your energy, and I will drop some information in the group if you need. Comparison is the thief of joy. Absolutely. Wow, I just had a light bulb moment. Here we go. If I cleared out all the old of the house and I'd be happy, but part of me don't want to be happy here. Boom. Right? Our beautiful Denise is already having the shift, already in it, having the shift. My parents brought me south at 13. I've never settled yet, and I'm 61. Boom. Okay. And what if you being the location is the greatest gift? What if where you are isn't? And then when you release that pressure off it, it naturally happens, right? What I noticed about not moving, like those been around me for a while, I got stuck where we were for like 5 years and I was getting so frustrated. I almost left my marriage. And what I look back on now and I'm like, so what was the shift? It was that I let it go and realized that I'm worthy, and I pulled out all the stops to be like, this is it, period. I dropped all of these energetic leaks and was like, I choose, declare, and decide that this is my truth. And any pressure that I'm holding, I revoke and clear, right? So working when it's not in alignment. When you're doing things that are not in alignment, you are literally doubling down on misalignment. So you've now gone back into misalignment, but then you're using that energy to be misaligned, but then you're spinning out on the misaligned energy. And so to come back takes double the energy. Does that make sense? It's a big one. When we misalign, it's actually like to the power of 2. Not just like we misalign, come back to alignment. We're actually impacting ourselves on a bigger level. So step 1, where does my energy go that doesn't return to me? Awareness is the match that lights the burn. All right, what's happening, team? I want to check everyone's good. Let's have a shake. Doesn't have to be heavy. You can come back to this. You have time, you have space. It's all working out in divine timing. It is all as it needs to be. Right, step 2 is regulate the field. Okay, safety creates yield. It creates more of our ability to feel safe and create purchase, which means like being able to grab the actual thing that we're grabbing onto, create purchase to hold on to and create more safety. Safety begets safety. So once you start anchoring safety, I am safe in this moment. I am safe in this moment. I am safe in this moment. It is safe for me in this moment. You breathe long, slow exhale. You are creating safety that then begets safety. It just keeps continually becoming a snowball effect. And then you naturally activate more capacity, right? What I can handle now in my business to what I could handle 3-4 years ago, totally different. Totally different. And if I did try to get to here 3 years ago, I would have crashed and burned. Crash and burn so badly. Homeschooling, solo parenting, it just would never have worked. Yeah, feel a renewed commitment to only doing what feels aligned. This is it. So When we create purchase, we are banking safety, we are banking energy, and we are naturally regulating our body. Regulation is liquidity, right? It is fluid, it is calm, it is creativity. Right? It doesn't need to be like fire is clearing and that is activating, but it can also be liquid, right? Liquid fire. It can be embers. It can be groundedness, anchoredness, empowerment with a smooth nature, right? Rigidity is the cancel culture that's happening in your body. So anywhere you're dehydrated thinking, shitty thoughts, dehydrated in the body, dehydrated about how you see your business and where it's going, and what you think you don't have that you actually probably do have, molten lava, right? Amazing. All of that dehydration is pulling you inwards and actually causing you to charcoal. Yes, we're using the fire energy, but what we're using the fire energy for is activation of the seed of you, the true seed, the absolute golden seed, the blueprint that is you, right? Without the conditioning. So when we bring breath work, somatic micro movements, we bring bone work, and we create a space to burn the dross. So this is what I invite you to do. Place one hand on your heart and one on your kidneys, because your kidneys are the ones that hold fear. Breathing in for 4, out for 8. You anchor in, I am safe to yield. I am safe to expand my yield. It is safe for me to burn down anything that is collapsing my yield, whatever it might be, right? But every day on your altar for the next month, as we journey this path, I invite you to grab lots of little pieces, like maybe post-it notes, and you burn a post-it note a day. Create something on your altar that you can burn daily, right? It's going to help your body come back in to regulate that field. All right, so as you can see, we've got the third piece here, which is recoding your architecture. So what we've done is we've found the leaks, we've regulated the body, which is literally like, I am safe. It is safe, right? And I'm talking about, I am starting to regulate the body even when maybe I haven't had food and I should have had food. And I don't think I'm stressed, but if I look at my my heart rate or something, it is heightened. And so I bring myself into stop, breathe, find a new way. It is the same as the 3 steps. Find, regulate, recode. Right? I taught my son this years ago. Stop, breathe, find a new way. The recoding of your architecture, what we're doing is rebuilding the structure that holds you, the form, the formation. And after regulation, we are rebuilding from integrity, because everything that you cleared in your leaky energy was some kind of pattern that is a trauma-based pattern, or a story or a conditioning from your ancestors or this lifetime that you have taken on that is not the truth. Period. Right? You came here to live in your greatest expression. Your mind has been trying to keep you safe. That's its natural state. And now we need to stretch that capacity to say, I am safe and I am going to be okay in this discomfort. I'm not going to eat that food today, or I'm going to sell myself that movement is going to change my life. Do I not work out today? What if I do work out today and I'm selling myself on building my body to a higher capacity? Right? Align your business structure to your body's natural rhythm. Are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Are you a one-to-one person? Are you a group person? Are you a just let's get it started and trust that I'm going to navigate my nervous system through the learning of this? Because each new level is a new learning. And if we make learning a problem, then we're never going to step through, because we're afraid we're going to fail before we've even stepped into the potential to fail. What I call fail is falling forward. Okay. Okay. Boundaries, sustainable profit margins. So Boundaries mean that you actually open your bank account, your body bank account, your bank account, the earth's bank account to receive an overabundance of energy. Imagine that. Imagine if you had an overabundance of energy. And I'm not talking about frazzled energy or that you're pinging from here to here. I'm talking about, wow, I know that this is sustainable because I love what I do, and how I do it is bang on exactly how my energetic yield desires. And so there's profit over here. If I need to take space off to go and support someone that I love deeply because they're going through something, I still have space to breathe. I've got this space. Does that make sense? Your profit margins aren't specific to income. In soul dance, we're talking about profit margins being a way of your body being in a capacity of more. Right? Pleasure, rest, and creativity are a strategy. So drop them in as strategy. When you are in your pleasure, when you're in your rest, when you are in your creativity, put that into the pricing of your work. Right? The clients that pay me bigger money is because I'm holding the energetic field that allows me to be regulated to support them the most, to show them the embodiment process. So when I go for a float, or when I'm playing with watercolors, or when I'm, reading a book out loud to my son in the hammock, those are all profitable moments because I'm in my truth. And that's what my body needs to hold the bigger energetic yield. Yeah. The people who are making millions in this industry, whether they're healers, facilitators, coaches, light leaders, counselors, whatever, they are the ones that literally strategize rest, play, pleasure, and purpose into their field as part of the business structure. Right? Who's been activated? What's happening? It's gone quiet in the chat. I want to see what's going on. What structure would feel safe enough for my genius to expand? Right? Because sustainability is the new scalability. What this does is it cleans up, regulates, and recodes your architecture to know that when something does come at you, when the shit is hitting the fan, you know who you are, how you be, and how you show up in the world, that no matter what comes at you, you've got your own back. Right? Yes, you've got your own back. And this is what I have learned in 5 years of online business. Less is more. We don't think our way to profit, we regulate there. Yes, she's got it. I love it. I'm going to star that one because that is something I say. We don't think our way to profit, we regulate our way there. Taking it all in. Yes, a lot is landing. Amazing. All right, so what I want you to know about what's stuck in your jaw before we get quickly into our transmission, we're going to go a little over time, but it's worth it, I tell you. Yes, I have my own back. I love this. It is. We have our own back, right? We also have this really remarkable community, but we also have our own back. So the key bone for this burn to bloom. We talked about the pubic bone being infinity, yes, but this is the zenith that is wanting to come through for the planet, which is the sacred power, which is the jawbone, which ironically was left out of the book and wants its own entire masterclass. Right? When I was talking to this bone recently, I was like, what is happening? It's like, you left me out. I want to be heard. Right? And when I go through this, you're going to find out why. It makes sense. It makes so much sense. So at the ultimate zenith of this work is self-betrayal of all of what we've just gone on. The journey we've just taken down that energetic yield blueprint that is yours uniquely. It's about self-betrayal. Now, that might be super activating. It might be super annoying. It might be super frustrating. Yay, I'm glad you're loving it. That makes me happy, right? But this is what is happening out there in the industries, not just our industry, but in the industries. And anybody without clear, healthy, integral, and authentic foundations are going to have some level of self-betrayal or betrayal that literally takes them out at the knees, right? Who's betraying you that's taking you out at the knees? I just heard it, babe. I heard it. I wasn't meaning you specifically, but I heard it afterwards. Choose now that you are the leader. Therefore, you lead yourself first. If you don't do this work, how do you expect your clients to show up for you, for the work, for the embodiment? Because you have to be embodied, right? I am the leader. 1111. Mandible. So this is the jaw, sacred power. The symbol is fire, wolf, medicine woman. And I'm going to go through each three because they all have a really potent representation. The mandible, your lower jawbone, is the hinge of your sacred voice. Now, what is coming through the mantle is that the earth's mantle has stopped spinning because it is so ready to scream. Right? It is prepping. It is winding up the TMJ and it's about to let it out. Right? And it's going to clean up a lot of the density, a lot of the dross. It's going to awaken people faster than we've ever seen before. And we are being called to be ready. And it's your sacred voice that is going to change the game, whether that's talking to yourself, whether that is talking to creator, whether that is talking to the collective field on a bigger scale and in through your meditations, your journeys, or whether it's talking to your clients. This is the bone of command, boundaries, and expression. Could we get more obvious, right? Could this bone not talk more deeply? Right? Yes. Oh, I went past. Right? The bone of command, boundaries, and expression. We are ready. We are ready. This is it. It is the gatekeeper between the internal truth and the external world. Right? So anything that you are not voicing to yourself and you're trying to hide, it will come up in 2026. It holds the tension of what you've never dared to say and the ancestral pain of every silencing before you. Right? I recently had a reading and someone said, oh, there's a lady here that's been oppressed her whole life. And she's on the other side and she realizes that she didn't need to be oppressed her whole life. And it took me 4 or 5 weeks to figure out who it was. And as soon as I did, I just bawled my eyes out, right? And the anger because I had been holding back on that pain until I saw that she spoke to her oppression. When you clench your jaw, you suppress sacred fire. You suppress sacred rage. Sacred rage is what is going to activate the golden age, the golden consciousness, the golden seed. When you open it, you awaken your sovereign howl. Okay? The fire. The fire represents the inner flame of will, courage, and soul ignition. The fire burns through the lies you've inherited, right? Like I said, doubt is not yours. It's all inherited. And it transmutes suppression into strength. The jaw is your furnace where breath becomes belief and expressions become liberation. The wolf. The wolf is so powerful in this card because the wolf symbolizes instinct, loyalty to truth, and pack leadership, right? But in the wolf energy, we are all the leader in our own right. Yes, I have this feeling of peace of truth. I am my own leader. Boom, here we go in a blue violet flame. That's the one. The mandible is primal edge, guiding you to speak with clarity, protect your boundaries, and call your power home. If you have something really big to do and you're waiting for the massive fallout, what if you burnt out the fallout before it even landed and you regulated before you took the action? And you took the action and you regulated again, and you knew you had done the work to rewire the belief. You're going to step in and it's not going to be a problem. That person might throw acid back at you and you're like, didn't even touch the sides, bitch. Right? Okay. I'm glad someone can feel it giggling because that's what it feels like. Right? The medicine woman. She walks with the drum of the earth inside her jaw. She is bone deep wisdom. She is speaking spells, not for attention, right? Not for attention. She's doing it for alignment. That's massive. Right? She reminds you that your words shape worlds. When you unclench your voice, I'm telling you, shit changes. It transforms, it alchemizes. You return to the sacred lineage of your truth tellers and healers. And what is happening is that you gain your ancestors' gifts. And that howl, like Lisa said in the beginning, the feral humming, it's necessary, it's needed, and we've been so shamed against it that for anybody who's feeling like that, oh my gosh, Corrie, this is too much and it's overwhelming, it's because of the conditioning. It's not because of me. It's because of the conditioning that you were told that you cannot be this version of yourself, even though it's the archetype that the world is demanding right now. Am I hitting someone square in the eyes because I can feel someone resisting this and getting super activated? And I love you for it. I just want to scream my head off. Yeah, so this is where we go after this, go burn something, and then and possibly jump in a lake if you're too hot, go burn something and then scream into a pillow, right? I bought, by the way, team, I bought a punching bag specifically for this reason, right? And the stuff that comes out of my potty mouth when I am screaming at all of the pain is just, honestly, my husband heard it over the security cameras the other day and was like, what happened? I was like, nothing, it's just all my past, right? It's everything. It's all come up at once. And he was on the other side of the country, feeling more feral with this transmission, right? What if we were like, hashtag my bullshit, hashtag feral moment. There we go. We've got our set. You were never too much. You were just silenced too early. You were never too much. Period. You were just silenced too early. Who got the sit down, be quiet, shut up, look good? Man, did I remember that. Right? Bam, feeling like the woman who runs with wolves. Yes, boom, wolf, right? Now is the time to speak, not to be liked, but to be liberated. Power is not noise. Power is the vibration of truth moving through you. It is the sensation that is truth. You are ready, and this is why we're here in this now moment. This is why we've come together to create this bonfire that is going to move through all of us and ripple around the world. Yes, and I love that. I was never too much, just silenced early. Take that with you. And every time you go to speak, remember that, right? I declare my voice creates, my fire liberates, my truth is my medicine. I am sacred power, right? Look at this. The shadow is ancestral gagging, betrayal of self through silence, avoidance of confrontation. This is the death to the good girl. Right? This is what I've been waging war against myself for all of my life because I was in fawn all of my life, functional freeze most of the rest of the time. And it is not serving us. Yes, Trina, love this. My voice is my liberation. Stop being annoyed, confused little hell. What if you gave her all the love she needs and go and say, right, little Helen, I love you, I feel you, and we're gonna go anyway. Right? And we're gonna go anyway. And you're coming with me. I'm not leaving you behind. Tell me what you need while we burn down this, create this focus burn. Right? The report cards should do well as if she paid attention and stopped talking to her peers. The amount of people who hit that, right? Right? Who said attention as a kid was a really healthy thing like that? Not good. Let's fox burn. A scream comes from my gut right now. This is it, right? Emotional suppression. This is fibroids. This is ovarian cysts. This is cervical cancer. This is breast cancer. This is, thyroid cancer. This is thyroiditis. This is all the things that are deeply connected to our digestion, to our expression, to our sacred power. Right? You cannot skip the mouth and think that we're going to be able to regulate if we don't work with the tongue, the lower jaw, and the way that we bring our expression. Right? Yeah. I have a sicky feeling in my tummy. Yeah, because what if you were fully in your sacred power? Yeah. All right. So, like I said, I knew we'd go probably a little bit over time. too excited, too many things to say. So the Arcturian Healing Council of 9, they want to come through tonight. If you need to go, I totally understand. The sacred power, the jaw, the voice is ready for activation. No more saying yes when we mean no. No more hiding from old stories around our gifts, our qualities, our superpowers, our genius. We don't have time. It is going to take ruthless reformation of our energetic yield to expand capacity, preempt all fear we have around it being really fucking delicious. Because what if on the other side of it, this is super amazing? Ah, the link to fibroids. This is it, babe. It starts with the jaw. The golden body is here. All right, team, shake it off, shake it down. This is a whole transmission that wants to move through you, move out of you. It wants to have impact in the world. So however this ripples out, if you start raging at someone else, I invite you to stop, breathe, find a new way. Go and find a punching bag, go and find a pillow, whatever you need to do, because all of what's happening is your neural skeletal pathways are changing just by the transmission itself. And whatever is coming through your mind, we just, okay, I see it and I let it go. Thank you. I see it, I let it go, because it's the old reality now. What you came in here with is now being alchemized, period. Okay? All right, so I'm going to put some music on. I'm going to take you through a short journey transmission. For those of you who need to go, totally understand. You can be in the Telegram chat. There will be a replay sent out tomorrow morning. And I'd love if you tag me in anything. I would love to see what's happening for you. Keep that chat alive. It's my favorite place to be. And let's do it. So remember, we get to bring this fire into powerful, slow burning embers as well. All right. No, it's not the one I wanted. Inviting those who are aware of breathwork. You may want to bring yourself into a space of breathing in through the nose for 3, out through the mouth. This is the KANIKA in breath. Inviting you to let your eyes drop. Allow them to feel heavy. Bringing your eyes inwards and upwards. Finding the space between the eyes that opens to the space of the internal drum. Giving yourself permission to really let go of any expectation. Allow yourself to see fire as not just burning, but alchemical, empowering, passionate without more energy or pushing or forcing, but a natural, focused burn off in the cells of your ancestors who have been afraid to let you shine. And as you breathe, I invite you to breathe that air into your jaw, your lower jaw. with that air. You notice that it feels hot, it feels electric, and it weaves a thread in and through your tongue, the back of your throat, connecting to your vagal nerves, your vagus, and starting to deepen. That makes its way through the fascia, spinal cord, down, 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 down into T12, T13, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, halfway down your back, igniting the vertebrae that activate the soul's power. And as it deepens, moving down further and further, it drops even further down into your sacrum. And in your sacrum are the temple doorways of your inner temple, the truth and the power of you. As you open the doors, you feel your hands as they heat up on the door handles, and you walk through with so much power and courage. And you find yourself in the mantle of the earth. This is the heartbeat. And it is stagnant. And it is stagnant due to the conditions, the projections, the parasitic, the siphoning, the rage, the pillaging, penetration without permission, the rape, the garbage, the trauma bonding, the codependency, the inflated and deflated egos, the templates of scarcity, templates of survival, the templates of the good girl, the people pleaser, the conflict shy, the energetic drainage, the leaky energy, the anger that does not mobilize, but takes down healthy function, the inflammation. You look around and you recognize the inside of your body is the same as the inside of her body. And you let the emotion rise. And the pulse of the earth. You start to light the fire of the eternal golden flame. The one from your original codex and blueprint. It came here in pure divine union with matter, uncorrupted. And you light that flame from within your body. And you start the electric flame within Mother Earth's body. And we do this in and through the power of our jaw and the howl and the humming and the truth and the penetrating sacred power, all on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Bring the power, ignite it, burn it, activate that seed. is the truth and the seed and the alignment and the power and the authenticity and the grace and the ruthless divinity. Start to purge all that does not serve your energetic yield or the energetic yield of this mother, the earth herself. She is the holding codex of this planetary grid, of this galactic field, and she is no longer willing to stay stagnant and asleep around what hurts, violates, and penetrates her sovereign power. Breathing in that fire and now breathing out that fire as if you are the dragon of creation. Defibrillating the heart, igniting the soul's power, being the tuning fork, and gently but surely shaking your tectonic plates. Not so violently that it causes harm, but enough to transmute with a healthy, viable fever. Laying down your coat of arms, your armor, your heart armor, and letting the grief wash over you like a soft fire that gently warms each cell, moving out the lymphatic waste, the old ancestral journey. And with this activation of the earth's pulse again, you start to notice and recognize that the planetary grid is moving back into alignment. It is finding its truth again. And this planetary grid is seen within the field of the Earth's mantle, just as it is seen in the field of your mantle. And the fire spirit starts to make its way over to your body with a gift of thanks that hands you a transmission, a gift, and a message. The fire sprite, the medicine woman, the alchemical transmutation, the wolf pack, fire life. KANIKA. Codex of sovereignty. Land, fully opening the bones, clearing out the living libraries. Anything that may not serve each of these women, whether now or in quantum entanglement, be cleared, cleansed, released, purified, dissolve all cords, hooks, webs, threads, connections, contracts, entities, implants, false architecture, connected into the template of corruption of the energetic yield. Blueprint of the earth of these women and of all women activated in ripple effect of this planet, calling back the matriarchal power in the dark feminine to allow for the rise of true golden earth energies, golden body, tuning forks, and through all past, present, and future timelines, multi-dimensional time, space, and kingdom, and through all ancestral generational bone matrix, DNA, subatomic, nucleic acid, quarks, and all tectonic plates of the mother, and all bone growth plates of water. We clear out any cancerous, toxic mother energies. We clear this through all bodies of light, etheric, psychic, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, planetary, holographic, telepathic, and galactic. Revoking any further debris or dross than the power of your DNA. The rebirth. From this burn into bloom, activating the full seed codex, that everything within you is ready to ignite, take root as the seedling. You're great and grand power. There we go. Opening the chest. New breath. Call a new breath in. Slowly and surely you start to make your way, taking a small flame from the inner earth mantle's flame, placing it into your soul's power, your solar plexus, a mirror reflection of the true sun, the Sophia Christed light body. Pulse of the earth moving through you. Through this 1111 leadership portal to lead yourself home. Making your way back into the sacral temple of the sacrum. Clothing and channels, communication, calling back all of your personality and the truth of you, coming up through the spine, gently making your way up the 33 twirls of DNA, the 33 vertebrae, 33 chambers of the heart, the 33 petals of the heart, to come into the power of your voice, bringing your hum, your tone, your light language, whatever that may be, bringing it now to ripple across all time-space continuums in the universe itself. Safe in the knowing that in your greatest expression is your union with why you came here. Welcome back. Welcome home. Welcome to the fire transmission. The Actuarian Healing Council of Nine, I ask that they support you in your evening or your day. I ask that you be gentle on yourself, your body, your field. I ask that you be gentle on others around you as this alchemizes, and find a punching bag that isn't a human. Love you all. Thank you so much for being here. What a delicious and powerful co-creation. I invite you to drop anything in the Telegram from what is coming up and what your biggest piece is, and maybe the invitation is to bring something you're going to be accountable for over the next month, right? So that we can hold you in that space with devotion, with love, with clarity. And just invite everyone to bring a triangle to your womb space. Taking a deep breath in together and letting it go. Knowing all seeds have taken root and that we are ready to bloom. Love you. Have the most amazing evening, day. Drop it in the chat. I want to see it alive. I want to see it lit up. And I will be sending this out early tomorrow morning for replay. And those in Soul Dance, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, team.